Welcome. We're on the red couch with Pam Fendt, Chief of Marketing and Communications for the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art. Pam develops and executes marketing and communication strategies for the museum. She's a seasoned marketing professional with creative management skills in both the nonprofit world as well as in private sector companies in Los Angeles, California, and Sarasota, Florida. The first half of our conversation will focus on the discovery of today's Ringling Museum. The second half will learn about Pam's personal journey of discovery. Pam, I'm thrilled to have you on the red couch.
Thank you for having me today.
It's a pleasure. Now, the Ringling is one of my favorite places in the world. I love going there. There's so much to do and see, and there's something for everyone. Would you take me on like a little visual tour of the grounds and the buildings?
Sure. If you haven't been to the Ringling lately, it will definitely come as a surprise. We have several new buildings. The first building that you enter as you leave the visitor pavilion is the Tibbles Learning Center, and that is where the circus miniature built by Howard Tibbles, who is still alive and still adding pieces to the miniature, resides. And we just recently added an interactive space for children, which is wonderful. It tells a lot about circus history, circus families in the area, and gives children a chance to experience what it might be like to walk a tightrope or to ride on the back of a horse.
That is so fun. That's my son's favorite building.
That's
with
great.
Looking at all the little tiny depictions of American circus life from the 20s and 30s. That is amazing.
Right, and it's accurate. Howard achieved the miniature through photography that he used as a reference. So it's all very accurate. All of the performers are accurate. All of the trains are very accurate. Even inside of the ticket booth is the exact number of tickets that they would have had at that time. So it's a really amazing.
That is my son's favorite place to go. He can go there and just go there. You know, he can attend. The whole place is huge. You could spend days there exploring everything.
There's also another circus museum that's been in place since the mid-1950s, and it was built during Chick Austin's leadership as the first director of the Ringling Museum. And inside of it now are many of the circus wagons and the train that the Ringlings traveled in when they were touring across the U.S. looking for performers. So it's a luxury vehicle. Of course, and it's been not completely restored, but much of it has been restored to its glory when the Ringlings used it. So it's really beautiful.
I love how the whole place is kind of opulent and the feel of, I imagine, since I wasn't alive then, but I imagine, you know, the kind of luxury and the kind of lifestyle that the Ringlings had. You kind of feel like that just from looking around at the beautiful buildings, the grounds.
Right. You can definitely get a sense of the Ringlings' lifestyle at Cottazon, their winter residence, which was built in 1926. It's 5 stories, and it is absolutely glorious. The view from the Belvedere Tower overlooks all of Longboat Key, which at the time was John Ringling's property. And of course, all of the furnishings are absolutely gorgeous. They're very opulent. He entertained quite a bit, and Mabel had a great passion for gardening, and that was the inspiration behind the banyan trees and the rose garden that's there still today. We have a very large staff that maintains the grounds, and anytime that you take a walk through the Ringling grounds, along the waterfront, under the banyan trees, it's just absolutely meticulous and beautiful. It's a great experience.
I mean, I can't imagine not wanting to have your wedding there. I know people have filmed movies and TV shows there.
Right. We have a hard time with so many brides want to get married, and of course there's 2 prime places to get married on the grounds, of course, the courtyard in the Museum of Art and the terrace of the Cottazon. And every bride feels so special, like a queen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was very excited a couple of years ago when the Baryshnikov Center in New York partnered with you guys and has this incredible international arts festival.
Yes, that started in 2009, and that was that partnership was spearheaded by former Senator John McKay, who brought Mikhail Baryshnikov to the Ringling property, and he immediately fell in love with it. Of course,
as we all do,
right? And over the last 3 years, now we're entering into our 4th year. The festival has been a great space for inspiration. To a place for us to showcase new artists and what they're looking at. They're at the forefront of their fields. And it's an exciting, very exciting time in the community. Much like the film festival. You get that buzz and the energy around what's the next thing that you're going to experience, and what am I going to see as far as music, theater, dance, and visual arts. And that's a 4 days of just beautiful intensity, great talent, and the energy with the artists themselves, how they connect, because so many of them are from different countries,
right,
and they don't know each other. They come to the Ringling grounds, here they're at this beautiful place, and they have a chance to really share their passion with our community. So it's a great experience.
It's so amazing. It's so exhilarating. I have to brag, I sat 2 seats down from Baryshnikov himself at I think she's the top flamenco dancer in Spain.
Maria Paje.
Oh, she was amazing. I was running around my house swinging little blankets and pretending I was her after.
Yeah. She definitely demanded the attention of the audience.
Wow.
Every show was a standing ovation. And of course, the thing that we love the most about Mikhail Baryshnikov is that when he is there for the festival, he becomes a patron, just like everyone else. And so you see him on the grounds, he's in the theaters, he's in the dining areas, he's just part of the full experience. And that, for him, I believe, is what's important, is to really showcase those artists and to bring them to the stage.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Now, you are undergoing a huge new project. You personally, in your job, you're trying to do a whole new website. Is that right?
We've undertaken a new website, and of course, a lot of the inspiration behind that is to make the Ringling collection more accessible to our scholars, to our visitors. There is so much of the collection that isn't on display, even though there are 21 galleries in the Museum of Art. There's a Searing Wing where we share our special exhibitions, all of the collection in the Cartizan, of course, and then circus history and circus memorabilia. So the website will be our portal through which we can share what is the biggest part of the Ringling. And with the shows that we have, the events, there's so much right now to share in any given week what's happening. We really need a robust site to be able to continue to engage our visitors.
And that's just one of your many jobs there.
Right. Well, we have a good team. There's a great team of people. There's about 225 employees at the Ringling.
Wow. And volunteers, too.
Over 600 volunteers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
During high season, we are definitely buzzing.
You know, what is amazing to me is that you have such a nice balance of, the European, the masters, the, old European art, and then these new incredible, like you were talking about in the Searing Wing, these special exhibitions.
Right. Of course, we're known for Italian Renaissance and our collection of the Rubens. But we do have a quite large contemporary collection of photography, over 4,500 pieces. We recently, in the last 2 years, we were fortunate to bring Dr. Matthew McClendon here, who is our curator for modern and contemporary art. And since he's been on board, he has brought some really special shows to the Ringling. His first was Beyond Bling. And that was a partnership with more with individuals lending pieces from their private collection, and it was all hip-hop inspired.
That's so interesting.
Beautiful pieces. Micheline Thomas was one of the artists whose work was shown, and
Yeah, that one I love, but can you just quickly tell me about what's coming in July, the Deco Japan?
Deco Japan is it's a package show from Art Services International. Right now it's at the Japan Society in New York, and we're very excited. It opens July 13th, and I think it's going to really open a door into what it was like in Japan during the Deco era and how Western civilization influenced the Japanese woman and how she expressed herself.
It's so cool. Well, that's what I want to talk about next, is how you express yourself in your life.
Great.
Stay tuned for part 2 on the Red Couch. Stay tuned for part 2 of this interview on the Red Couch.